Easy, Farrell. I'm not muted. I was messing with the sound. Hello. Hello and welcome back, or welcome to Pizza Chan's podcast. How is everybody today? Is everybody fine? Is everybody chill? Is everybody cushy? Do you have your drinks and snackos? Because this is going to be an epic fucking ride. Welcome in, all of you lovely peoples. Today, I have the most epic of epic guests sitting on my cushy couch. Well, not on my couch, but in the proverbial couch. He is the master? Should I say master of the no damage runs? And he is slowly becoming the master of the God run in Resident Evil, which is, I think, is absolutely insane, but also admirable, because the challenges must go up when the skill level goes up. So he's feisty, fun, and slightly fanatical. He is the epic SnookyShogun. And we will bring him on right now. So everybody can clap and be happy, and we can chat. Snooky, still there?
Hi. Holy hell. Holy hell, jump scare. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I couldn't find my headphones. I was like, where's my headphones? I just had them a second ago. So it was like, where the hell are they? But yeah, we're good now.
I was watching your stream, and I thought you were muted as well. And I was wondering for a second, is this where I say something now? Do I introduce this? Hi, guys.
No, my volume was weird, so I had to fix it. So we're good now.
Ah, fantastic.
But anyway,
Sounding crispy.
Yes, like a bag of chips that you just sat on.
Oh, yeah.
But how are you doing today? Good?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for inviting me. I've been looking forward to this. I've been telling everyone about it, been going on about it in the stream. So yeah, I'm hyped, and I've seen obviously the interviews you've done with people like Montana and Garox, and I'm finally getting my turn, and I'm so happy. So thank you.
So you're kind of intimidating. So it takes me a while to ask my favorite people, my really favorite people I admire a whole lot, to get on here. So I have to sit there and go, okay, I can ask him now. I can ask him. No, not yet. So I sit there and argue with myself before I actually ask. So thank you for coming on my tiny little podcast. I appreciate it.
Intimidating me? Is it all like the degeneracy on my stream, all the degenerate
I listen to your streams all the time. I was listening to it all day on Wednesday, no matter how crappy your run was going. I was just sitting there and listening and laughing at all of the commentary going on. So yeah, it's amazing.
I love it when people say that they're like lurking at work or something, or listening at work. And I'm like, I really hope you've got me down quite low, because sometimes I come out with some outlandish stuff. And
my
colleagues might
coworkers
be
are used to
questions.
it. They're like, who is that guy again? All right, so let us get started, shall we? So the hardest question in the list is, tell me about yourself. It's the hardest question, I swear to God. Everything else is easy compared to this one.
That is a tough question, to be fair. A little bit about myself then. Well, my name is Snooky. Obviously, I go on Twitch and other socials by SnookyShogun. I've been streaming on Twitch for about 3.5 years. Started streaming during lockdown, I think, during like COVID, which I think a lot of people kind of did. And yeah, I love games. I've always loved games. Anything nerdy. Like my whole life, I was kind of brought up around a lot of sports and quite like outdoorsy sort of people. And I'm just like, yeah, I just want to play video games. I just want to play games and watch cartoons and just watch movies. I'm a big movie guy, huge movie guy. A lot of people think I'm just like a gaming guy. I'm a huge movie buff. And it's become a bit of a meme in my channel now about like, if Snooky loves it, he's got it on Blu-ray, because I used to have a bit of a slight Blu-ray obsession, and it became a problem. So I
it would be bad for me to ask you what your favorite movie is then.
Oh, easy peasy. Pulp Fiction is my favorite movie.
Very cult classic.
But like I got like a pretty solid like top 10, I think, of favorite movies. But yeah, Pulp Fiction is probably my all-time favorite. I can watch it anytime. But then it's like, that's my favorite movie in terms of that's a good movie. I like a lot of shitty movies as well. I watch a lot of crap. So
yeah,
I
would watch your trash movies, like Street Fighter or whatever. You gotta have a trash movie.
Street Fighter's a banger.
Right?
I literally watched it the other night.
Did you?
I revisit that movie like 3 or 4 times a year, and I got no shame.
Yeah, during your streams, you quote a lot of movies, and I'm like, I know what that is. And I'll say it out loud too, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, never mind, never mind. I'm just talking to the screen that he can't obviously hear me.
I get like really off track with that sometimes as well, because I'll just be quoting some really obscure movie and then I'll
Hmm.
have to just ask the chat, did I just lose you guys? Or and then you'll have that one person like, I know that movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, what is your top 10? Now I'm curious.
Okay, top 10. Pulp Fiction,
Hmm.
The Departed,
Hmm.
Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, The Shining, Clockwork
Yes,
Orange,
yes,
Aliens, The
yes.
Running Man. How many have I listed? That's got to be about 8 or something.
Yep. Hmm.
Wolf of Wall Street, and there's another one in there. There's another one on there that's on the tip of my tongue. Did I say Kickboxer?
No.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so something like that. Like it's usually those are the go-to movies that I watch and that I enjoy. And Inglorious Bastards as well. Tarantino. I love Tarantino. I love Scorsese, and I love Kubrick. Those are probably my three
The
favorite
Shining
directors.
is my all-time favorite book and movie. So it's like, yes,
I never read the book,
it's
and
so
I need
good.
to.
It's so
It's
good.
apparently very different as well, isn't it? It's like different to the
Well,
movie, because
yeah.
I think Stephen King didn't actually like the movie
No, he
adaptation.
hated it. He absolutely hated it because he took the way the Jack Torrance was actually portrayed in the book and just made him this cookie cutter drunk. But he wasn't. He had all of this inner turmoil, and when you read it, you're like, "Whoa, man, this dude is way far out there." So you have to definitely read it. It is so good. One of my favorite
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to read it. I think I've got the book. I actually have like a load of Stephen King books, and I just need to get around to reading them. But yeah, Stephen King, like, lay off one of my favorite movies, bro. Shining's great. Stephen
Yeah.
King needs to chill.
So besides the movies, any other hobbies? Do you draw or paint
I
or
I like going
hike?
to music concerts. I like going to gigs.
Oh,
I'm really into heavy metal, pop punk. I grew up in like the emo scene, so
ah,
I'm an elder emo. So my
the elder
favorite
emo.
band.
I like that.
Yeah. Like I've been to see like countless bands. My favorite band is Trivium.
Mhm.
And then I like August Burns Red, and Blink 182 is one of my favorite bands. Everyone calls them Blink 182, but I've always said Blink 182 because I'm just like that. Um, Green Day, and then like Silverstein and My Chemical Romance. Yeah, pretty much like my music taste hasn't shifted a great deal since when I was in high school, but I listened to some bangers when I was in high school.
Have you ever played the game Obscure? You know, there's a Blink 182 song in there.
No, I saw someone playing it recently though. I actually own the both of them. I own two of them on Steam, and I
Hmm.
bought them like 3 years ago, and I never
It's very
played them.
unique.
Yeah, it looks interesting actually, and like obviously we'll probably talk about this in a bit, but like I love kind of survival horror games, and it's
Well, you're
something
definitely in the
that
right channel for that.
hell yeah, it's something I should have played a long time ago, and I just kind of keep putting it off. So yeah, at
Okay.
some point I'm gonna have to go through that backlog, but it's intimidating, man.
All right. So what's with the name SnookyShogun? What is that? What's that all about?
So it pretty much is like, well, everyone calls me Snooky, like outside of stream, IRL in work is part of my real name. Um, so it's like part of my real name, but with a Y on the end. So everyone
Mm.
just calls me Snooky, and that's what I go by. I think like the only people who don't call me is my mum, and or if I'm in trouble or something,
Oh
then
yeah. Oh, bust out
my
the full
actual
name. It's
name
like,
will be used. Yeah,
ooh.
yeah. When the full name is used, it's like, oh, you really fucked up, bro.
That's right.
Um, yeah, and so that was easy. Like I always wanted something that had like Snooky in it because it's quite an unusual name as well. Like you don't hear it a lot.
I don't think I've
A lot of
introduced
people think
myself
I'm
yet.
a lady because they think of Jersey Shore because there's someone called Snooky on that. But no, it's nothing to do with Jersey Shore. It's just part of my name. And then Shogun is actually the fourth album of my favorite band, Trivium, and it's
Mm.
also the title. It's a track on the album as well called Shogun. So I was just brainstorming like name ideas. I wanted Snooky alongside something else, like another word. I have got this like a couple of names that I did like sort of brainstorm with, which I can't share because they're so cringy, some of them.
Mm.
But Snooky Shogun was available, and kind of had like a nice ring to it, and yeah, just stuck with it. And then in turn doing that, it kind of made like the branding of the stream really easy in terms of like, oh, I can just make like a Shogun character for my emotes and for my, you know, my mascot and that. If anyone is familiar with my emotes, the little dude with the Shogun hat is called Shogai. He's adorable. I want to get him on a t-shirt at some point. And we also have like one in silver armor and one in gold armor. The one in silver armor is called Showbro, and the one in gold armor is called Show Gold. So yeah, and that's how it came about. Really, just wanted to have Snooky alongside something else that was meaningful to me.
You have an
and Shogun
amazing
is where it came from.
brand. It's such a cool thing to say.
Thank you, thank you very much.
Like the
Shogun
Shogun, it's so
accidentally.
cool.
And it's, you know, it's kind of it's so nice, like just seeing people enjoying like the emotes and stuff, and you know, liking the little character. So you know, it's kind of considering, you know, the thought process behind it was a little bit basic, I would think. You know, just me thinking of a name that sounded cool. It's kind of evolved into something a lot bigger. So I'm quite proud of that. I think it's you know, it's got a cool little ring to it.
Yeah, you got the lockdown on the cool name, man.
Thank you. But it's always kind of amusing when if I like say I go into someone's stream and you know, I'm new or they don't know me, and I usually get like SnookyShogun. Shotgun is a very popular one until they do the double take. It's like, oh, it's Shogun. Unless they really want to call me Shotgun, and then you know, I'm cool with that as well.
So when are we gonna get merch, Snooky? Do we have merch?
Not yet, but I always like vowed that I would get merch when I got partner, and then I got partner, and I still haven't done it. So it's on my mind. I know a lot of people want Shogai on like a coffee mug or a t-shirt or a cap or something like that.
Yeah,
it is coming at some point. I got some really cool ideas. I want to design some unique stuff. So you know, it is going to be a case of having like, you know, the character on, you know, whatever kind of merch people want. But I want something like pretty neat designed as well. Something that's just like sets it apart from other Twitch merch, I suppose. And something that like, you know, will be quite, you know, quite nice to own, like a nice little bit of memorabilia, I guess. And something meaningful as well. So yeah, I got a couple of ideas.
So if you put stickers on there, I'm gonna have them all.
Right, noted. Stickers for Pizza Chan. Okay.
I need all of the stickers, okay? So it's like, oh, I like this person, I need a sticker for that person, or I need a mug for that person, or a t-shirt. So yeah, I gotta support, you know what I mean?
Noted. All the stickers in capital letters, all. For Pizza Chan.
All right. So why Twitch? Why did you start streaming on Twitch?
I've always been interested in like, you know, watching kind of streamers or YouTubers and stuff like that. It's always been something that's been fascinating to me. Even when I was like a kid, before Twitch or YouTube even existed. I might be like showing my age a little bit here, but like I remember I went over to my friend's house. This is like back in the day, and his dad was like recording his Tomb Raider like PS1 footage onto a VHS tape, and I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I was like, whoa, you're telling me you're recording your gameplay so like a walkthrough so someone else can watch or you can watch or something? And that just blew my mind back in the day, and it always kind of resonated with me. It was something I wanted to do, just wasn't kind of technically like able to at the time. And then I kind of obviously grew up, and I left school. I started working in a job, and worked my way up the company to quite high up in the company. I was a manager. I was in the company for a good portion of my life, and it was always something that I wanted to do. It was always something like I was interested in. I was always into gaming, always into content, like creators, and it was always very fascinating to me. But I kind of lacked a bit of courage to do it. Being in a managerial position, I was concerned that it may like affect me negatively in terms of like I might not. Like people see me professionally and then they'd see me on stream being a degenerate. How's that gonna look? Kind of thing. So it kind of came about like during lockdown, and you know, I think same with a lot of people. Perhaps I had a bit of a change of perspective during lockdown. You know, I realized that I'd been working my entire adult life away. You know, and doing, you know, just all I was doing was working and not really like kind of living, if you know what I mean, just kind of just going through the motions all the time. And but continued to work all throughout lockdown. And it got to the end of it, and I just felt really unfulfilled. Just felt like, there's got to be more to it than this. So my good friend, One Big Beast, he also streams. Shout out to One Big Beast. He was uh, streaming. He started streaming on Twitch a little bit before I did, and I was joining him on his streams. And he was playing Fall Guys, a couple of multiplayer games, and I'd join in and get on, kind of a voice call with him and have a laugh. And it was an escape. It was really fun. And he said, "Snooky, why didn't you give it a go? Why didn't you try and do it? You're entertaining. You're kind of, you enjoy your games. Just try it." And I thought about it, and I kind of just went, hell, why the hell? Just give it a go. Just see what's the worst that can happen. At this point in my job, I was not very happy. I was kind of going through a bit of a turbulent time in my job, deciding if I still wanted to stay there or not. So I think that kind of pushed me into let's just enjoy myself, instead of actually being a professional scrote. Let's be a bit of a degenerate scrote on the internet for a bit. And that's what I did. I started streaming, so I owe it all, in terms of starting off to my good buddy, One Big Beast, who I've known for many years outside of streaming and now in streaming. And yeah, it all came down to that, really. It's just like feeling unfulfilled and just wanting to do something that I wanted to do for a change. And I went into it, and I've never looked back. Literally never looked back.
So you do streaming full time?
No,
Okay.
I'm part-time. So what streaming allowed me to do was actually step down from my managerial job and actually go part-time. So I don't know if I did try streaming full-time at one point, but it wasn't for me. I think I need like some form of routine in my life where I gotta actually get out the house to go to a job.
Touch grass.
Otherwise, I just fall into like bad habits. I fall into bad sleeping habits. I don't leave the house. I don't speak to a human being for like weeks on end, and it's just not good for me. So in order to keep like a kind of healthy habit of lifestyle, I just decided to do a couple of days in work and obviously the rest on Twitch. I've actually recently been able to drop another day in work. So I work 2 days and I stream 4 days, and I get a day off as well, which is amazing. And the job I'm doing now, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just I go in, I can be my own boss, and then it gets me out of the house and it gets me touching some grass, and then I can come back and do my thing on Twitch then. So it gives me a really good balance. And then there's also that like financial reassurance as well, that my job covers my bills, my outgoings and stuff, for the most part. And then obviously Twitch will will be the rest of that, and then any other kind of disposable income, if you like. And it's just I think it's probably the most balanced like kind of lifestyle I've had my entire life. Just kind of the work plus the streaming, which could be considered like a job, but it's too much fun to be a job, man.
Right?
It's like it's technically, I guess, but it's, come on, this is too much fun.
It is so fun though. I mean, those people who do Twitch for a living, I'm like, that's so inconsistent for me. My heart would stop because I have really bad anxiety. So it's like I need to know where my money's coming from and when it's coming from. So it's like, no, can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and that's the thing. It's good to have that peace of mind and know that, okay, I may have to go and leave the house for a couple of days and do a day job, but I know that my bills are paid, and I can just completely just let myself loose on Twitch and just enjoy myself and do my thing.
Let yourself loose.
Let myself loose, guys, for the hell of a word.
I was gonna say something else, but I freaking forgot it. There goes my
pudding.
my pudding brain. I am so sorry.
Yeah, I do that all the time. Don't worry, I'm scatterbrained.
I was gonna say, I hate that. Nah, never mind. So how long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming about 3.5 years. So I think it's about 3.5 years if my mathematics is correct. It's coming up 3.5 anyway. My first stream was March 2021, and like it was pretty, like, I guess, non serious non-committal at the start. It was just I was just playing a game here and there, playing a bit of Fall Guys, playing whatever game I fancied really. But Resident Evil was always something that kind of stood out to me as yeah, here we go. Before I started streaming, like I joined Twitch for the Resi community. Like I was watching a lot of Resident Evil speedrunners and stuff like that. So I guess it was only natural that I sort of gravitated towards that as well. But it wasn't my intention. My intention was just to stream and have fun and play some games with some people. And it just kind of grew from there. So yeah, started streaming March 2021, and I think I got affiliate in maybe April or May after that. So it's been a nice journey.
I think everybody started around the COVID time because there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
So
literally.
you get trapped in the house, and a lot of people couldn't work because they couldn't have contact with people. So it's like, hey, that's why the microphones were like $500 and the cameras were like $300. It's like, why?
Yeah, Twitch was crazy with COVID, and like a lot of people who were already streaming on Twitch and then COVID happened. They saw a lot of them saw exponential growth because so many people were at home and obviously either creating Twitch accounts or going on and watching their favorite streamers. And a lot of people got kind of partnered or at least got a lot of traction on Twitch during the pandemic. But I think where I joined and started streaming was kind of as it was, it was still during it, but it was past the worst because I think obviously 2020 was where it all kind of kicked off, wasn't it? But yeah, it's just kind of it was one of those things where I think if COVID didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have decided to start streaming. But who knows? Maybe it was always in me at some point to do it. Just that was the kick up the ass I needed.
Then the legend would not have been born.
Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, you have a great channel and a great. I think I love everybody in the Team Shogun. Every single one of them. It's like I need to interview every single one of them because they're all awesome. It's like, wait, I don't have that many days in a month. Hang on.
Just get us all in a chat room together. It'll be carnage.
No, that would be chaos. We can't have all of you together.
Oh my god.
There's too much deviance in one room.
Insanity. Oh yeah, but it's the community is phenomenal. The team is just absolutely superb. We've got a bunch of absolute legends in there. Well, legends and then SnookyShogun, but he gives as good as he gets. I love you, Snake. I'm just playing, bro. Just playing,
bro. All right. So, what would you say your favorite genre of game is to play? But I think I know what the answer is, but I've seen you play everything. So,
I mean, obviously the answer that a lot of people are going to expect is like survival horror. Technically, yes, but then when it comes to survival horror, I just love Resident Evil. I just love Resi, like classic Resi. I'd say I love Nintendo. I love platformers, like Super Mario. I grew up playing like Donkey Kong Country. We were always a Nintendo household. I owned one Sega console. And it was a Mega Drive or Genesis. And
Mega Drive, look at that.
The Sega Mega Drive.
Mega Drive, yes.
And I had that very briefly. And I don't exactly know how this came about, but I decided it was a good idea to leave my Sega Mega Drive in my brother's car. And the car got broken into.
Oh, no.
And they took the Mega Drive. They left his car, though. They left his car. They took the console. So,
No, that says something about the car.
It really does. So that person obviously wanted to really play Sonic the Hedgehog. So anyway, I had pretty much every Nintendo system growing up. And Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, it was all,
he said Star Fox. That's awesome. I played the hell out of that when it was younger.
I love Star Fox so much. So good. I love it. But Nintendo isn't really a genre, but it kind of I love Nintendo IPs. I just love the main Nintendo games. I love Metroidvanias. But it's kind of Nintendo games and then survival horror games. I just like most games. It'd be easier to say what kind of games I don't like, and that's probably just sports games. And again, because I'm not a very sporty person, I don't really, I've never really got into playing FIFA or any of those kind of games. But it's most other genres I enjoy.
Okay. at you because I've seen you play Dino Crisis. I enjoyed that playthrough.
Oh yeah, that's a banger. I absolutely love Dino Crisis 1, 2, and 3.
You
Okay,
did.
I'm gonna
You
go on the
played them.
record.
It was so good.
I'm gonna
But like
go
I
on
was
the
saying
record and
earlier,
say
you need
Dino
to try
Crisis 3 isn't
Obscure
bad.
because it's kind of like the Resident Evil, but it has a flashlight and you fight darkness. It's really cool.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Like I said, I got them, but yeah, it's just something I've never got around to playing. But at some point, when I'm out of God Run jail, maybe that'll be my plan to kind of go back and play a lot of the games that I've been missing out on.
Okay, so
but yeah, I'm in reset
yeah.
hell currently.
Yes, you're still working on that.
Yeah.
So here we go with the part of the podcast that we're going to go off the rails because both me and Snooki were talking earlier about how we're Resident Evil addicts. So whenever we talk about it, we just go off on tangent. So this might be the rest of the podcast and you won't hear anything else. So why Resident Evil, Snooki? Why?
Just something about it. It just resonated with me. The first time I ever played a Resident Evil game, like Resi 2, the original. And I think like I was a kid and I had that game for Christmas, and I think I asked for it as a joke because I thought, oh my mum's never gonna buy me that game. It's like scary. It's got like zombies in it, and it's like a 15 age certificate on it. So I kind of and also I was a massive pussy as well, so I wasn't gonna like play that game and not be terrified as a kid. So obviously, I had it on a Christmas morning, whatever year it was, and in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I guess I gotta play this now. So I started playing it, and as you can imagine, the beginning of Resident Evil 2, I died several times, but I somehow made it to the police department, the RPD, and then I got to the corridor with the very famous scene with the liquor dropping from the ceiling, and then. As soon as that liquor jumped and just swiped at Leon and killed him in one shot, that was it. I switched off the PS1 and I didn't touch the game for like about 6 months. I had to get one of my buddies who was significantly braver than me to play further in the game so I could see what happened. And then I would play it myself. So yeah, I was terrified. Absolutely. Oh, I had nightmares about it. I used to sleepwalk when I was a kid, and I sleepwalked into my parents' bedroom in the middle of the night, and apparently I was crying, saying that I couldn't save my game because the zombies had taken my arms and I couldn't use the typewriter. And they were just like, yeah, just go back to bed. And I was like, okay.
Oh my god, they took your arms.
They took my arms and I couldn't save my game. How selfish of them. I got to start from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I don't want to admit how old I am, but I was actually in college when I discovered Resident Evil. My roommate showed it to me. He's like, you gotta check this out. I was like, what is this fantastic music? I love this. And we sat up till 1 a.m. And he was like walking back to my place. We were going to the shop, and then we saw this drunk guy staggering on the parking lot, and we're both like, zombies! It was
the
freaky.
Zombies escaped the mansion.
Right. It's so good though. It's like immediately like hit a switch in the back of my head. It's like now it's in my DNA. Whenever I hear that music, it's like, happy place. It's so disturbing.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, I eventually like conquered my phobias, and I realized actually, despite this game being terrifying to me and giving me nightmares and probably trauma, it was actually a damn good game. And I found myself playing even more of it, like trying to beat it as fast as I could. Then I played Resident Evil 3, and then I later played Resident Evil 1, and then Resi 1 remake came out, and I absolutely adored that game. I played it so much. And then every year I pretty much just revisit them. And it was only like, so why Resident Evil in terms of like streaming and content and stuff like that? The reason I joined Twitch is because there was a streamer, YouTuber that I watched on YouTube who would do Resident Evil speedrun marathons. A pretty big streamer called Bork Soup.
I know about.
Yeah, I'd watch his videos, and it was just so cool seeing the games being played, like the games I grew up loving being played and like ran through so quickly. And it's just fascinating seeing the marathons and everything. So I joined Twitch, and he was the first person I followed, and I used to watch his streams and that. So that was probably around like 2019. I think that's when my Twitch account was made. It was around 2019. and I followed like a lot of like the quite kind of big Resident Evil streamers. And then like I say, when I got into streaming myself then in 2021, it was never like the intention to be a Resident Evil streamer. It was never something that I planned to do, but it just sort of happened because I kind of went back to it's more faithful to me, I guess. Like it seems like I created a Twitch account for Resident Evil, and I've somehow gravitated to Resident Evil again. It's meant to be. And I just love playing the games. I just really just love playing them, particularly the the fixed camera angle tank control games. Just could play them all the time, which I do.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
So did you start with Resident Evil 2 for your speed runs or your challenge runs?
So the first like challenge runs, in fact, actually, this is how like I used to play them pretty regularly in terms of like I play them like once or twice a year or something, which was regular for me like back then before Twitch. But the first time I ever kind of played the games on stream, it was very, very casual. The first time I played Resident Evil 3, I had an E rank, which is I think the lowest rank you can get in the game. Which is insane now because obviously we're doing it no damage and stuff.
Right.
But I start off, I try and I think I've still got these videos highlighted, very early videos highlighted on my Twitch channel for like my first time getting an S rank in RE3. My first time doing it pistol only, knife only. So those are the kind of challenges I started with. And I did like a couple of similar ones for the remakes. And, I kind of interacted and, found a lot of Resident Evil communities through my love of the series. And one of those streamers, one of those communities was Matt DeRock, who was doing and still does do no damage runs. And that to me was just like fascinating. I just loved the idea of getting from the beginning of the game to the end without getting damaged. It was always something like in the back of my mind as a kid. I thought that would be so cool to do. But I was like, I could never do that. That's insane. That's impossible. Go from go throughout the entire game without getting hit now. And then there's this dude doing it, and he's not only like doing one game, he's doing multiple games back to back. And I thought, I might give this a try myself one day. And in 2022 June, that's when I did my first no damage run, which was Resident Evil 1 original Jill best ending. And that was a memorable one because we had a massive, disgusting heat wave in the UK, and I was full up with COVID.
Oh,
so
no.
My first ever no damage run. That was the strength I needed to push me over the line. It's like, let's just have a heat wave and a stinking bout of COVID, and it all
Have
went
a
from
sweaty
there.
ass while you're playing, right? Why not?
A bit of swamp ass doesn't go amiss as well on a no damage run. So yeah. And then it just grew from there. Like I did Resident Evil 1 and 2. Like Leon A was my second no damage run. And Resident Evil 3 then, which was actually my first no damage run, which is technically sanctioned within the rules of Team Hitless. Because my first runs of RE1 Jill and RE2 Leon, I used Quick Turn, which is like an additional feature that wasn't in the original games. So, but at the time, I wasn't doing the runs for any kind of verification on Team Hitless. I was just doing them for myself. Still am, really. But that Resi 3 was the first one that actually got verified and was my first official no damage run. And we just, since then, I've done all of the original games, plus Code Veronica, all scenarios. So, Jill and Chris in RE1, and then all 4 scenarios of RE2. And then the same with the remakes. I've done 1 all scenarios, 2 all scenarios, and then 3 remake Inferno, which nearly broke me. So and I've done Dino Crisis. So it's just something that has kind of really stuck with me. And the reason I love doing that so much is it gives me like a purpose every stream. It gives me like a goal, and that motivates me to keep going. And I've realized that I'm incredibly stubborn. I don't know when to give up. I might be a bit of a masochist as well. So
anybody who does no damage is a masochist. I can't even wrap my head around God runs. It's like, no, I can't do that. I tried it a couple of times, and it's always the zombies that are on the ground that grabs my ankles and it's like, oh god,
Oh yeah, that
you
happened to
little
me the
ankle
other day.
biting bastard, you just screwed up my. Yeah, I can't do that. I get frustrated too.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
but Code Veronica is like one of the hardest ones to run. It's super long and it's unforgiving, and it's like, oh god, and he just did it. He just did it. It's like nothing. It's like putting butter on a piece of bread. Holy crap, dude! You are on another plane.
Yeah, Co Veronica is a beast,
It
and
is a
it's
beast.
just an endurance as well because it's such a long game,
It is. Oh
and
my god.
it's a testament really to like how how tricky of a no damage runner is because not many people have actually managed to do it for no damage.
Mhm.
It's like this being obviously Matt DeRock, like a few like other people. Garox, who's in the chat, has done it.
Legend.
Gonta, who's in Team Shogun, has done it
Right.
very recently. But yeah, more and more people are getting into no damage now, which is super awesome to see.
Hmm.
It's actually insane to see because like back in 2022, like there was obviously like Matt DeRock, and like another one of my big inspirations is Don't Die Senpai. He's not streaming at the moment, but he's making amazing YouTube videos. And those like to me are like the two like godfathers of no damage for me, like who I like both inspired me and taught me pretty much everything I know between them. But yeah, since then, a lot of legends have come about, like in the no damage scene. Like obviously we got Lovely Montana doing her thing with the original
I love
Survivor and
Montana.
Resi 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Montana, the soapy tit wank queen, as she
Yes.
says.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. It's like she's like a mother, but she's a spicy mom. So
Yeah.
I love her so much, but
Yeah, naughty mum. Naughty mum.
no. And each person does their own specific strat. So if you watch one person, it's like, yo, wait, how'd you do that? What? what are you doing? And you go watch another person, their strat is completely different. So each person is on their own like set path. That's so cool. It's so cool. So I have to keep watching each. It's like, quit watching Resident Evil. No. So I just want to watch people do it because it's so cool and flawless. Most of the time it's flawless, but
And the thing that's great about it as well is there's no like kind of competition. There's no kind of trying to outdo anyone. We all help each other. So if someone's like struggling with a certain area, struggling with a certain strat, we just ask, and we just we all help each other. And there's been times where people have sent me like like a video or a strat to do a certain section, and like vice versa. Like I'll help out if I think like someone if I can help someone in a certain way. But yeah, we're all after the same goal. There's none of this kind of trying to compete with each other or trying to do something as fast faster than one another. It's just a case of we all want to get the run. So that's what's really wholesome about it.
you guys are all cheerleaders for each other. That's another reason that I love your guys' community so much. It's like, yes, you did that. That's so cool. And other people, it's like, whatever. It's like, oh, it's addictive, I guess. It's like, hey, you do that, I do this. And you see that person doing that. Hey, I want to try it too. And it's like always behind you and supporting you. I love that.
Yeah, and I think no damage is very good. Like kind of. It's a really good challenge run to get into. If like me, for example, I struggle with concentration and kind of juggling playing the game and chat. I would never be able to speedrun. So speedrunners, like I look up to speedrunners a lot. Like I love watching speedruns, but I know I would never be able to do it. So like big props to like Snake, who's in the chat. He speedruns Resi 2 remake, Deep Stack Dave. Who just got partner, by the way.
I saw that.
I could never do what they do in terms of speed running. Kudos to those guys. But I think with no damage, you can choose your own downtime. You can, if you're feeling like, okay, I want to talk to chat a little bit, you can just pause, you can just stop.
Right.
The timer doesn't matter. So yeah, that's kind of perfect for me.
Yeah, I can't do it either. I did a walk only, which was pretty cool, but I've never done speed runs or challenges of sorts.
You should try a no damage run. Honestly, anyone can do no damage.
I tried. I just couldn't get there. It's like someday.
We will show you the way.
You will show me the way. Yes, because Resident Evil is my favorite
I don't think
game.
I've introduced myself yet.
You
in
can
my
do
DNA
this.
now. So
And that's another
you,
thing what Snake just said, sorry, is that you play the game kind of, you explore more of the game, you're able to kill enemies, you kind of play more of the game as opposed to with a speed run, you want to get to the end as fast as possible and not play the game, if you know what I mean. Like, you're playing the game, but you want to get through the game you want to get it over with as quick as possible. But yeah, no damage, you can play with the game a little bit more.
yeah. So you said you like the originals better than the remakes. You don't play the
Yeah.
remakes very often.
I would, but I'm stuck in God Run prison right now.
You were in the God Run Great tier. It's what is it? 8? Tier 8?
Yeah, I'm trying to do 8 runs of the classics back to back, and every time I get hit, I gotta go back to game 1. My intention is to go back and do some more remakes, because I did used to play a lot of the remakes. Like, I spent 5 months doing Resident Evil 3 remake to try and get Inferno. So I've done my fair share. It seems it's funny actually, because a lot of people who kind of joined recently have probably only seen me play the classics, like joined the community recently. Have only seen me play the classics, but then some people who've been in the community longer have probably seen me do remakes and classics, and then people who've been in the community from the very beginning have been like, yo, I remember when Snooky played Fall Guys. Do you remember those days? So yeah, my intention, like, my problem is I hyperfixate. So if I've got like a something I want to do, like in terms of this God run, get 8 runs done back to back, no damage, I will hyperfixate on it until it is done. And I will keep telling myself that, oh, I should just give up, I should stop doing it. But then I can't. I gotta do it. I know I can do it. We've done it in the past.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, the community keeps me going with it. They give me a lot of shit. They bully me a lot. They give me abuse. But I think that keeps me going. To be fair, the fact that like everyone tunes in, we have a laugh. We roast each other. We have a bit of a banter. So it's kind of, the game is just playing in the background. The game is just in the background, and I'm just kind of chatting with a load of mates and chatting with chatting with a load of buddies, and that's what it's all about.
I love that. That's awesome. But it seems like the Code Veronica is your unicorn right now that you can't get through without getting hit.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I kind of I've been leaving Code Veronica for the very last run, which is a risky move because it's got a lot of areas where the game can just say nope. Like, we got right to the very end of it, and Alexia spat on me at the end, which we couldn't have got any closer to the end than that. So there's been a couple of times where I've got to Code Veronica and we've lost it. So I'm confident that we can get there, and I've done Code Veronica no damage at least 20 times at this point now. It's just we got to do it all in one successful run, and it will come eventually. It's just a grind. And this is the thing, it is quite like disheartening sometimes when I get all that way, and you think it's probably taken me about 12 plus hours of playing each game, playing the games, like 7 games to get to Code Veronica, and then to lose it at something stupid. But it's just all part of the journey. And the thing is, as well, in my mindset is, I get the God run, and then what am I gonna do? I gotta think of something else to torture myself with. So I think I'm just enjoying it while it's lasting, and when we get it, it's gonna be great. But I'm pretty sure I'll find some more fresh hell to dive into.
Is there a reason why you picked that particular order for the God run?
So like those particular games, or the specific order I do them in?
Yeah, the specific order you do them in. Is there a reason why?
Well, I can do them like in any order really, but I like to think that so this is my second God run. The first God run was Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and it was only 5 scenarios instead of 8. And Resident Evil 3 was kind of what Resident Evil Code Veronica is to me now. Back then, Resi 3 was like the final boss of the God run, and I kind of want to put that final boss at the end, kind of just for the hype of it, really, just for the the spectacle of it. I want to have like the one that's been giving me the most shit. I want to stamp on that game's face right at the end, just to say that I can. So that's pretty much the whole thing around it. Like my mindset is, okay, we'll get the other games done, and then the final boss we get to is Code Veronica. That's in an ideal world. It may turn out that I just decide to do Code Veronica earlier on in the run, because I shuffle it around sometimes with the order.
Okay.
And then I get Code Veronica done, and then turns out I get every other game done as well, which could be how it goes, but ideally I'd like to get Code Veronica done at the end, just because it'll just be a way to close out the God Run with a bang.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So tell us about your stream team. Tell us about Team Shogun.
So I started the stream team back in February. It was something that was always on my mind, that I wanted to do. I'm very community driven. I like, even though the vast majority of my streams are challenge runs, trying to do a specific challenge, no damage, whatever. I'm very community focused. I'm very chat focused, and I enjoy speaking to people. And I knew that if I ever got a partner, that was something that I was gonna want to do, because it's just a way of kind of I don't know, just taking the whole the idea of the shogunate, and the people that have kind of been around a long time, and a lot of streamers who are either starting out on the journey or have been streaming for a while, just all building each other up, and just supporting each other and seeing each other thrive and grow. That's all I want, really. It's just to see my friends and all the people I support on Twitch doing well, and just keep keep going forward and just keep prospering. So it's really pleasing to be able to build an environment where we can do that. And I've been I'm a member of Team RPD as well, and that for me was like a similar thing, like being around like-minded people. So a lot of people in the team, in Team Shogun, not everyone is a Resident Evil gamer. A lot of us are. Not everyone is a no damage runner. A lot of us are, but we're all like-minded in terms of we all got a passion for gaming and entertaining, and just supporting each other as well, just being there for each other and being a part of a community. And that was pretty much it. It was nothing super deep about or an agenda around making a stream team. It was just, I wanna have a community, and a community that people can be proud to be a part of as well. So yeah, it's been amazing. We've got some cool events coming up. Obviously, we got a Twitch Olympics event coming up, which Johnny Beard has organized, which is Team Shogun pitted against some other stream teams in an Olympic style event, where different games are being played, and it's pretty fun. There's a lot of details about that on Johnny Beard's Twitter page.
Oh yeah.
And we want to do some charity events and Biorand stuff. So Biorand, if anyone doesn't know, is the Resident Evil randomizer, which we had a big tournament for. It wasn't anything to do with Team Shogun, but it was
you guys did a bunch of races.
Yeah, we had a big tournament for charity, and it was spearheaded by Johnny Beard, Deep Stack Dave, Monster the Mash, and myself. And we raised over $5,000 for Mind UK charity, and it was a huge success. I can't remember how many races we had, how many people competing we had altogether, but it was just an amazing turnout. And we want to do something like that again in the future. Again, not related to Team Shogun, but it's something I would like to explore within the team, is some more Biorand events. I think they go down very well. But yeah, it's just, like I say, just building a community and, having a bunch of people together who feel, included and part of a really nice community, and, their own community. So each streamer who's in Team Shogun, their own communities are like an extended part of the team. We're all part of the shogunate, as I say. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's really wholesome, and it's just building friendships, building meeting cool peeps, and all growing together.
Yeah, one of the best parts about Twitch is meeting all the cool people, and then meeting their people, and then meeting their people. It just goes on and on. It's like, hey, I know that person. They're in that chat all the time. So it's it's pretty cool. It's pretty.
And it just snowballs. Like the longer you're on Twitch, the more people the more people who you recognize in other people's streams, and Yeah, it's really nice. It is really nice.
I have to thank Montana for introducing me to all of you guys because you guys are amazing.
Yeah, Montana's been like a pillar of the community. Everyone loves her. She's doing amazingly as well.
She is.
And yeah, she's absolutely killing it. I'm so proud of Montana.
Yeah, she's got the stuff. I want to see her go really far. I want T-shirts that say yes, Mom Montana. Yes.
Oh, she will. She will. She'll keep going. She'll keep thriving. Yeah, she's amazing.
Very much so. So, what's next for your channel? You were saying something about the Olympics. What else is there?
So as long as I can keep, entertaining people, just having a laugh with people, having a banter, getting roasted by my chat, I'm happy. It'll like once I get this god run, I'll probably look at, like I said, another challenge to get into. I feel like no damage really works for my channel. I enjoy having something to work towards, some goal. Like I have in the past done like casual playthroughs. Like recently, I did a Luigi's Mansion, and I've played like a lot of games in the past, like Onimusha, Devil May Cry. It's just getting back into, I guess, a mindset of not worrying about taking damage all the time. But so I want to mix it up a little bit and go back into doing some more casual plays, but then at the same time continuing that no damage as well, like which a lot of people expect to see in the stream. So once the god run's done, I want to do some more remake stuff, maybe like a remake god run, maybe Resident Evil 4 no damage, potentially some of like the spin-off titles, maybe Survivor. I need to finish Dino Crisis 2 no damage, but that game is a bitch. That game's awful for no damage.
It is. It's just awful in general. So very tough. Very tough.
But yeah, and like that's the main thing. It's just kind of just keep having a great time. And I'm always like, I think a lot of people might be of a similar mindset where they're probably very self-critical of their own streams, very mindful of like, oh, am I doing the right thing? Yeah, I'm my own worst enemy with that, and I'm my harshest critic. So I like to test the waters, see what works well, because it's all good and well for me saying, okay, I want to play this game, so I'm going to play this game. But in my mind, if I feel like I'm not at my best, or I'm not as entertaining playing that game, or if people just aren't enjoying that game, I'll switch it up, because I have a better time if the chat's having a good time. And this is why, like, I know I've been going through months of resets with this god run, and it does get frustrating, but the fact that so many people enjoy watching it keeps me going, and it makes it worthwhile. So yeah, other stuff I want to do, I want to get around to doing some merch at some point. That's been commonly asked about, so it will be something I'll be looking at. I want to open up the applications for the team again at some point, see if we can get some more members on board, and yeah, just continue just supporting everyone, just continue meeting cool people on Twitch. I'm going to a gaming event next month called Timeless, which is in Manchester in England. And I'm going to meet like a load of cool people. I'm going to meet Dave for the first time, Deep Stack Dave, meeting Luna Lizzie, and meeting like a load of members of Team Shogun there.
The other Lizzie.
Another Lizzie, yeah.
Another Lizzie, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's been another really wholesome thing that's come out of the whole like streaming experience, is being able to meet so many people like actually IRL as well. So yeah, I've met Snake SOCOM. Just looking at the chat now, I've met Snake SOCOM in person. I need to meet Garox. Garox needs to come to one of these at some point.
Garox, go do it.
I missed Pajama Mama at the last Insomnia, which I didn't go to, the one before the last one. So I met Tweaks a Geek. So yeah, it's cool, like just being able to not only interact with people from behind a screen, but actually, meet people in person. Like, and like in September, I'm going to meet Serotonin, who's been in the community from like day one, pretty much. So she's coming over from Guatemala to London. Wow. A load of us are all meeting up. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Cool, that's cool. Meet and greets.
Yeah, so pretty much that. Just keep doing what I'm doing and keep having a great time. I think I'm just loving life. I just enjoy streaming so much.
Well, your formula works very well. Although I was gonna ask you, you probably can't play any of the Resident Evil originals now normally.
Well,
Like casually, you automatically go into like no damage, like God run mode, but as soon as you start.
you'd think that, but my brain is a little bit like a sieve, and information just leaks out of it. I picked up I picked up Resident Evil 3 remake the other week just to like kind of casually de-rust because I was huffing on the copium thinking, yo, I'm gonna finish this god run today, so I better start de-rusting on some of these runs. And I picked up Resi 3 remake. My God, I couldn't even remember any of the codes. I couldn't remember where to go. I was like, okay, this is heavy. I practiced that game for 5 months and I don't even know what to do. I couldn't even dodge anymore.
Oh my God.
So, and it's the same with like movies and stuff. If I haven't watched a movie for like, a couple of months or a year or something, I forget stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that happens. Or I've generally forgotten how the movie ends. So it's, it is a kind of a perk of being, a little bit scatterbrained and having,
Everything's
a
fresh.
low attention span. Yeah, everything's fresh every time. It's like, oh, I'm going to watch this movie for the first time for the 10th time.
But
So,
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Well, kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. So
weird is very on brand.
yes.
Very on brand. I think actually like my bio on Twitch is let's get weird or something, and that's always been there and I never changed it, so it's just kind of stuck, I guess.
I like it. You were talking about Inferno, which I call Unfairno because I've never completed it, but that has to be the worst the worst difficulty on the planet.
Oh, let me tell you, it was absolute horror. It was absolute just carnage. I spent 5 months of my life trying to get that run no damage, and it wasn't just on stream. It was like whenever I was offline and I was just had a bit of spare time, I'd be practicing like Final Nemesis or Acid Nemesis or some stupid section of the game which just robs you because it's bullshit.
Right.
And it's just I don't know why I decided to put that amount of torture on myself. And looking back, I'm thinking, okay, I went through all that, and then I'm considering putting in like a god run with all the other remakes. Am I insane? But it's all very rewarding in the end. And the kind of thing about it is, you'll look at a challenge and be like, this is unrealistic, this cannot be done. And then when you do it, it's a very good feeling. It feels good, man.
Yeah, I completed Nightmare and then I've never gotten through Unfairno. So it's like, no, it just makes me mad. No, you stay over there.
Well, Inferno is pretty much like Nightmare. It's just, the crackhead version of Nightmare, where you just literally, it's more or less everything's identical except you got less ammo. I'm pretty sure the enemies are probably stronger, and you just die instantly. So it's great.
Yeah, it's great. Mm-hmm.
But like I say, I've said to many people, if I can do that, I'm sure anyone can, because a lot of people will disagree because they obviously they see me doing no damage runs and stuff, but I'm not a naturally skilled gamer. I'm a casual gamer at heart. But I practice and I put like so much effort into it, where I force my body to be very good at these games and play at a high level. None of this comes natural to me ever. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and I think that's why then when I don't play the games for a while, I kind of fall back to basic me, which is, where do I gotta go again? So
gotta reteach yourself.
Pretty much, yeah. So at the moment where I'm redoing these same 8 scenarios over and over, like I am playing like at my best, kind of debatably anyway. Like I'm playing very well. As soon as I leave this God run now for a while, I'm like, okay, I don't even know how I'm even getting to the RPD anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bit like that.
All right. Oh, well, we're getting down the end of this tier. So 5 tips for noob streamers.
Oh, yeah.
Shogun.
Okay. I think I did make a couple of notes for this one.
He made notes. Excellent.
I actually like decided to not make too many notes for this. Just like I wanted to just have it all coming fresh from the brain. But this one, I wouldn't be able to think like 5 off the top of my head. But and I'll probably think of like more after I've said this. But this is kind of things that just came to me. Right. So it depends what you want to get into streaming for, I guess. You know, do you want to get in just for, you know, fun, just for yourself, just to hang out with your friends? Or do you want to get into streaming to, you know, build a community and grow, sort of thing? You know, for myself, like it was a bit of both to start. Like at first it was just a bit of fun, and then it turned into something, oh, I could grow a bit of a community and a bit of a platform here. Biggest bit of advice I could give someone is find your niche, find what works well for you, and just, you know, kind of stick to it to within a certain extent. Don't burn yourself out, but you know, if you feel like a certain category is working well for you, go for it. Just, you know, interact in that community, be part of the community, meet other streamers who play the similar games, because a lot of people, you know, are quite passionate for, like, streamers and viewers are passionate about particular categories, like Resident Evil being one of them. Resident Evil has done like wonders for my stream, and No Damage being like another layer on top of that. As you know, I think safe to say, if I hadn't got into No Damage, I probably wouldn't be a Twitch partner. It's a niche that I found which I enjoyed, and a lot of people enjoyed watching, and I stuck with it. And you know, it's brought about like a great deal of like kind of success in my streaming kind of journey. So yeah, find your niche. Don't get into streaming for money, for fame, for the flex of it, because you're going to be sorely disappointed. Have no expectations going into streaming. Don't think you're going to go in and then be the next like XQC or Ninja or something like that, because you're going to be, again, heavily disappointed, and you're probably going to end up bitter, and you're going to just probably end up hating streaming. So interact and become part of communities, but avoid getting kind of sucked into cliques, and, you know, follow for follow or support for support groups, because that's like disingenuous. You're not actually connecting with people on a human level. You're just another digit, I suppose, on someone's screen, and that's what all they'll see you for. If you're kind of getting in to these support groups and follow for follow groups, it's just a bad way of trying to grow, and you will never ever grow from doing that. Avoid streamer drama. So everything on the internet is permanent. Avoid getting into, you know, sensitive debates on Twitter, sensitive debates on Twitch. Avoid kind of getting into other people's dramas. So, you know, you may see, you know, people at each other's throats. There may be people you know, people you don't know, people you're friends with. I'd say, you know, treat every situation uniquely, but you ideally, you know, you need to do the right thing. And I think a lot of people can get a lot of harassment online. There's always two sides to every story. And the best advice I could give to anyone, if you want a drama and peaceful streaming life, drama-free and peaceful streaming life, stay out of drama. Enjoy your own space, enjoy your own vibe, look after your community, look after your people. And just be a good person. Don't be a scrote. Don't be a dickhead on the internet.
I was waiting for you to say it through this whole podcast. He has not said it once. What is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else. Just stay true to yourself. Just be yourself. You know, what do they say? Like, what's the saying? Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. I don't know, some kind of cliche, like, you know, chick flick, rom-com stuff there. But yeah, be yourself. You know, it's your Twitch stream. It's your space. You'll get people who don't like you. You'll get people who love your stream. It's just natural. You know, I've had people come in and be like, yo, I don't really vibe with this, so I'm going to leave. I've literally had people tell me that. I'm like, fair enough. You know, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and it would be kind of bizarre if I was, because obviously everyone on the planet is different. Everyone's got different tastes. Some people don't like me talking about like arseholes and scrotes and all stuff like that, and that's fair. That's fair. So, but don't compromise yourself. Don't change who you are to please people on the internet who don't know you, and probably, you know, wouldn't thank you for doing so. Just be you and have a good time, and yeah, all that good jazz. Stay out of trouble.
There's a lot of drama on gotta kind
Yeah.
of veer your way away from it. You know what I mean?
But I'm very proud to say that like I've never been involved in any streamer drama or anything like that. It's very you know, I think maybe it's to do with my experience in my job, because I was like a people manager, and if there was ever like an issue or a situation, I would probably deal with it in terms of having a conversation. I think this is what is lacking on the internet in terms of, you know, you see tweets or you see messages, and messages lack tone, and you can't tell what the true meaning behind it is. So if I've got something that I need clarified or something, you know, I think someone might have an issue with me, I'll see if they want to just jump on a call and we can just chat about it. Just, you know, because I think the quickest reaction a lot of people can do in situations is ban people or block people, but that just causes even more problems and creates more ammunition for people to use against each other. I think some people, you know, some situations can be avoided just by having an adult conversation with someone. Unfortunately, you know, we won't always get the same level of respect back from some people, but I can hold my hand on my heart and say, well, if I've done everything in my power to try and resolve this, then I've done, you know, it's nothing more I can do. But touch wood, luckily, you know, I've never had any situations need to come to anything drastic. And I'm really proud of that. I think, and I think this is something that echoes within the whole like kind of Team Shogun and then wider communities like Resident Evil communities. Is for the most part there isn't like a great deal of drama, and all the people like I kind of you know, I hold kind of in high regard and you know, quite close to me, have the same mindset. So it's, you know, it's and this is why I quite like this space, this you know, this little corner of Twitch. It's very wholesome, and it's just, we all do our thing, we all have a good time, and yeah, and that's what it's all about.
Very lovely.
Yeah. I can be wholesome when I want to. Like,
yes,
you
very
know,
lovely.
I can roast chats occasionally, and you know, I can bully them to oblivion. But I am quite wholesome when I want to be.
But you've made a nice space for yourself, drama
I'm gonna
free, and
have
a
to.
bunch of friends, and you hang out and talk about stuff. You roast each other. It's just fun. It's just fun, and that's the kind of community that I aspire to be. You know, trying to be drama free and close knit and real,
Yeah.
quotation marks, real. So
Yeah.
yes, you're inspiring, Snooky. Very inspiring.
Yo, I think you're inspiring, and I love this podcast, and thank you so much as well. Again.
Oh, stop
me
it!
on. No, honestly, you're a legend.
Do you know
I've
how
been so
long it
excited
took
for
me
this.
to ask you? Oh my god!
I'm
Okay.
not scary. Just ask me. Just ask me.
You're this skilled player, and you do all these amazing things, and I'm this wee little streamer over here with this podcast. It's like, should I ask him in this tiny ass voice?
Nah, you're awesome, and you got an awesome community. I can see that straight away.
Bunch of weirdos.
So guys, make sure you all follow Pizza Chan. Otherwise, I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm gonna start. I'm not live on my stream, but I'm gonna start yelling at everyone now.
Yell at everybody. All right, I'm gonna open the chat. You guys want to ask Snooki some questions? Please be nice. You guys can ask him some questions since we have a couple minutes here.
I'm just waiting for like, oh, is Snooki gonna get the God run 0 out of 8 when, Snooki?
Color underwear. Nice, prof. Nice.
Gray and black. There we go. That was an easy one.
Okay,
I should have said I'm not wearing underwear. Damn.
He's commando. All right. We have considered voice acting. Yes, your voice is very nice. It's very soothing and calming.
Have I considered voice acting?
Yeah.
I actually attempted to do a small kind of voice for a video game a while back, and I got a bit nervous, and I ended up pulling out. I ended up like not doing it because I got like I was still setting up my brand new mic at the time, and it just didn't sound natural to me. But I was going to be contributing a voice to a game called Daymare 1994. Only like a little bit part, like a tiny, like I think like the role was something like guard number 8 or something like that. And yeah, I ended up not doing it in the end because I got a little bit nervous, but maybe in the future we'll see.
Okay, PJ asked, what's your guilty pleasure game?
Oh, well, I've gone on the record previously saying that like I hate Dino Crisis 3. I think that was
Mm-hmm.
on Johnny Beard's podcast. Now I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
say the absolute opposite thing now and say that actually Dino Crisis 3 has grown on me a lot. And everyone who's played Dino Crisis knows that the third game just does not exist. But yeah, I like it. I like the third game. I've got a real soft spot for it, and I might be the only person on planet Earth who likes that game. But I don't care. It's special. It's a special brand of shit that I enjoy.
So I liked Operation Raccoon City. I think I'm the only person that actually liked it, and I can't even play it anymore.
Was that the one I played? Is that? I think I might have played that one. I always get confused between Operation Raccoon City and
It's the one where you
Umbrella
play the
something.
umbrella officers, the guys all in masks
Yes,
and
I
stuff.
think
I
I
love
played
that.
that.
I loved it
I
so
think
much.
I think I played that co-op with Yuki and Captain Wardy, and they all betrayed me at the end. They all decided to turn against me and kill me, which was very deeply upsetting. Which is also another reflection of how chat just decides to roast me.
Yes, chat likes to roast us. It's just true. So Clang says, "What's your favorite game that you've ever done no damage, no save for?"
Probably Resident Evil 3 original, because learning that game for no damage is almost like learning two games within one, because most rooms have got like several different RNGs or like luck encounters. Like, you could go into a room and it's either going to be zombies or it's going to be dogs, so you got to know how to deal with each situation. So when I'm running that game, like in a God Run setting, for example, it's almost like it keeps me on my toes. It's like every other game, I know what's behind the door, I know what to expect for the most part, but what am I going to get in this room? Am I going to get this enemy or this enemy? Is Nemesis going to behave like this? Is he going to show up here? It's it's Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which is also my favorite Resident Evil game.
Resident Evil 3 is.
Yeah. It's close. It's either that or Resident Evil 1 remake. I'd honestly say Resi 3 Nemesis for challenge runs and like no damage, and then probably Resident Evil 1 remake for like the casual playthrough. So yeah, they're two very like high ranking games for me. But yeah, for no damage, Resi 3 OG.
Nice. I think that one was more terrifying, the original, than the actual remake, because you didn't know where he was in the original. You just heard the music. It's like, where the hell is he? I hear it.
Honestly, I think I spent like an entire day like sat in one of the save rooms, like stood in one of the save rooms, because I could hear like the scary, like ominous Nemesis music.
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
droning music. Yeah, it's like, what the hell is that?
And I know if I leave this save room, he's probably going to come and put that rocket launcher somewhere. And honestly, the anxiety behind it, like I think maybe all my life's anxiety just leads up to like Nemesis, just like not knowing when he's going to show up.
The door.
Yeah. So that's it was definitely an atmospheric game for its time.
Right,
they were all like scary for their time. Like I said, I was traumatized by the second one. I genuinely had nightmares from it. So yeah, they all have the I guess that's why they've lasted so long. They got a bit of a legacy because they've stuck with us or had some kind of impact on us in the past.
Yeah, it's the music. It's in the DNA now.
Mm.
Okay, Serotonin, one thing you've learned about yourself doing the no damage.
I think I've learned that like I have a lot more patience than I ever thought I did. I always thought I was a very impatient person, and just kind of very quick to, I guess, if I can't do something, to give up or get like really discouraged on it. But the fact like doing no damage, I if I'd have seen, in the past, if I'd seen what I'm doing now, I would be in disbelief, because I think, well, I would have given up months ago. And sometimes it gets like that where I feel like, oh my God, should I just stop, because I'm just constantly having to reset over and over and over again. It was the same for when I was doing Resident Evil 3 Inferno. 5 months of reset in that game. And a lot of people can relate to this, because I know a lot of people have actually done that game no damage or are working on it. Like, Garox has done it. I know Super King Andy is working on it. It's something that's kind of, I guess I've learned, is that I am quite tenacious. I am very stubborn. I knew I was stubborn anyway, but like I'm very tenacious, and I don't want to be beaten by the game.
Takes a certain type of maniac to do on the Inferno. So
yeah, it's almost like, when I get to that end game as well of the God Run, like the scenario 8, the 8th game in a row, no damage, and then I get hit. It's like, I just rolled all the way back down to the bottom of this mountain, and I'm looking back up at this mountain again now. And I almost reached the peak, and I fell down to the bottom. But one day I'm determined to stand on that peak and, and hoist that flag and be like, yes, I did it, Adrian. So,
I hope I'm there for that. I try to be there every stream. It's like, is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be this stream? I'm sitting there cheering you on, going, "Yay, go Snooki!" It's like, what is wrong with me? But I just want to see you do it. I want to see you complete because you've been working so hard to complete it.
It's coming soon. I think it's going to be soon. We're getting really consistent with like getting late in the game. We're getting to either 7 or 8. So yeah, just got to keep doing it. If I stop, then all this journey and all this struggle has been for nothing. If I just stop.
Good thing that you're very stubborn then.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, that's everything that I have for today. Snooki, thank you so much for joining me. I had a hell of a time. You're a great person to talk to.
That absolutely flew by.
It did.
That absolutely flew by.
God.
My God. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for inviting me, and thank you for everyone for watching. And
you guys are awesome. And all your peeps are here too. They come to listen to you and roast you, even when you're not streaming.
Fair play. That's dedication right there.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's been an absolute blast.
Oh, thank you so much. So I will, when I edit this, I'll put it up on YouTube, but it'll be on the VOD for a while. Then I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, and you guys can watch it if you missed all of the good stuff. But Snooki, if you want to jump off, because I know you probably have stuff to do.
No problem.
I'm just gonna blab about what's happening next on my channel anyway.
Okie dokie. Well, I'll catch you all later. And Pizza-chan, thank you very much. Much love, and I'll catch you again soon.
Big love, Snooki.
Bye.
Bye. That was an epic podcast. Thank you all for being here. It was so good. And I was nervous for nothing. But yeah. So next podcast is going to be an up and rising Bean, the great green mullet. We're gonna have him on, and that's gonna be fun. But I'm gonna have to get some more Shogun people because you Shogun people are amazing. Like Greedy Pie. Speaking of the Greedy Pie, I asked the Mash if he would be on. I have to schedule him. We have a couple more podcasts to set up, but I love doing this. This is just so amazing listening about people. So I will be what am I doing tomorrow? I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. With some kind of game. Probably playing games with hubby of some sort. And then Wednesday we're going to be doing Eternal Darkness. So yeah, that should be fun. So I am going to find somebody to throw you all to. You guys probably want to see some Resident Evil. Let's see what's going on. Eternal Darkness is always relevant. Yes. No matter what anybody says, it is a masterpiece. Let's see who we got. Let's go and see. Oh, hey, is Montana still? Is she still streaming? Is Mom still streaming? Because I'll go over and raid the hell out of her. I love Montana. I think she's playing. Yeah, she's playing Horizon right now. I think. Yep, she's still streaming. We're gonna go raid my Mom Montana. She is amazing. We're gonna go over and say hi to her. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here and listening to